Welcome. Come on in. It's Thursday and it's happy hour. Home happy hour to be exact, so grab a drink and let's get started. Today on our home happy hour, we're talking about if you inherit a property, what you should know. Contrary to what Hollywood would have you to believe, even if you murder your wealthy aunt, there's a lot more to the story. When my father passed away, we had all kinds of things to address, including his estate, and part of that was him owning his house. So, first off, it seems like it could be a great thing, and of course, I'm so sorry if someone you love has passed away. And it's also really stressful and difficult. So, things that you need to consider. Did your person, whoever your person was, have a will? Are you inheriting it with other people, or is it just you? So the answer to those two questions is going to really inform what direction you want to go. If they had a will and it lists who the people are that are the heirs, that's going to make things a lot easier. You're still going to have to hire a probate attorney, and that probate attorney is going to help settle the estate. This can be a long process. It can be really drawn out. It can honestly take years depending on what kind of assets people have. When my dad passed away, he only had a house, and I have 3 other siblings, and so the 4 of us inherited his house. We did something different that's brand new to Oregon that most people don't know about. It's called a death on sale deed. That deed specifies that, let's say it was me, and I said, hey, when I die, I want this person to have my house. That's literally what the deed says. The advantage of that is you don't have to hire an attorney to go through the process of probate. There's a bunch of filing, and it's a lot of costs, especially if someone has a modest estate, like my dad just had his house. So we inherited his house, and we were able to just turn around and sell it because with that deed, we were now the owners after he died. And of course, we had his death certificate, which you'll need. It made it much easier for us. So we didn't have an attorney. We just decided to sell the property. Some of the things you're going to want to consider is if you inherit a property with other people, invariably you're going to want to do the process at different paces. And so, my little brother really didn't want to let go of my dad's house for obvious reasons. It was sentimental. And so most people are going to have a loan on their home, which my father did. So the 4 of us had to chip in and pay the loan every month because obviously the bank doesn't care if the owner has passed away. They want their money. So we ended up paying the mortgage for several months before my brother came to terms with the idea of selling it. He thought about buying it and buying us out, but at the end of the day, we ended up selling it. A couple other things you should research. You're going to want to know if they have any liens on the property. So obviously maybe a mortgage, but there might be other liens like medical liens or tax liens. And so you're going to want to know that before you decide what you want to do. And then finally, and most important, there are tax implications with you inheriting property. So typically when you inherit a property, you inherit the property at the current market value. So that's important because like most people own their houses for 10 years. So there might be a lot of appreciation or gain in that house that could have been taxable. But when someone dies, the IRS considers it sort of a clean slate. So you inherit the property with no tax repercussions. At the day that you inherit it, you're looking at the market value that day. The reason why I bring this up is because from that point on, if it starts appreciating in value, you will owe taxes on that property unless you move into it. So I have plenty of clients that come to me and they're like, well, I inherited my mom's property. It's been 10 years. We inherited it and it was worth $300,000 when we inherited it, and now it's worth $500,000. That $200,000 of gain is probably going to be taxable. So it's something else to consider when you're trying to decide whether you want to keep the house and just wait and think about it, or whether you want to actually sell it. I'd be interested to hear what stories you have about this, because it's a very complicated process and it really depends on what you're inheriting and from who. And if you're wondering and want more information about liens in general, we actually have another video that's going to be linked below that you can check out too. So comment below or reach out to me. I'd love to hear what your stories are. And of course, thank you for tuning in on the Home Happy Hour. Cheers.